So someone asked me a question, I wanted to answer them. Basically, the question was connected to um, the way we connect to Judaism today, the way we teach Judaism. That it seems that a lot of people, a lot of it is taught by do's and don't, and actually there's nothing more destructive to teach a Judaism as do's and don't, because then you're training your kids, your generation, your student, that is about do and don't, and you're preventing them from learning the whys of what you're doing, and you're not enabling them to ask questions. You're not encouraging them to understand that there are reasons and there are a system behind those do's and don't. So, for example, from my Rebbe, I learned that his father Rabbi Yaakov Weinberg Zatzal, used to on Shabbat, let's say, going into an elevator on Shabbat. So he will not. They will, if they will do something. If, let's say, they would, as a kid, turn on the light, he will say, "No, you can't do that." Or before he turns on the light, "No, you can't do that." He will say, "You want to use the light on Shabbat? Let's learn about it. Let's see if how light connect to Shabbat. Can light enhance our Shabbat, or can turning light off or on actually disturb what we want to accomplish on Shabbat?" And this changed completely my Rebbe's view of how, when the change, or actually shaped, because he never experienced, he never had a time where his father said, "No, you can't do that, don't do that," like that, which we do all the time with our kids. They say, so then it becomes positive, it becomes a learning experience. Every mitzvah, every action is a learning experience instead of do's and don't. So we have to make sure that Judaism becomes something not robotic. If it's do's and don'ts, I'm a robot, I can do this, I cannot do that. Kids who feel they are trapped into a do and don't know what they're doing are most of the time are going to rebel, because they can't stand, especially if they're a very high neshama. They're not going to want it. If they're just emotional people who need to feel and to understand, they're going to completely reject the Judaism that is just robotic, and without any intellectual stimulation. So it's important to really learn to do a Judaism of a living Judaism, not a Judaism of rules, a Judaism where let's remember that the Zohar says that commandments, tzivui, come from tzavat, which means connection, and those are tools. That mitzvos are tools. Mitzvos are advice and connection to connect to God, to live better as a human being. Nobody hates the rules of traffic. Nobody hates the rules of diets. Nobody hates the rules of airplane, the rules at the security of the airport. Why we don't hate them? Because we understand fully the purpose of them. And we don't say, "Oh, more rules." No, I don't want to go in the airport, in the airplane, because there's so many rules. No, we know if you want to fly, you gotta follow the rules. So you want to fly in the spiritual world, you want to fly in your Judaism, you want to fly in life, you gotta, connect to those rules. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to do it. So this is the way we have to teach our kids and ourselves, and then we'll have a successful, happy, understanding Judaism, and we'll prepare our generation for something very exciting. Instead of, sometimes we scare our kids, say, "Oh, don't do that. If you do that, this is the punishment." That's not. Yeah, if you go to the security with your gun, you're gonna go to jail. But if you say, "Yeah, if you have a gun and you fly, you go to jail," you don't understand the whole process. The security, people don't know if you might be a terrorist or whatever. So we have to really go through the steps of how everything works. The problem is that we have to do it ourselves before, because otherwise we cannot teach it to our students or kids. So may we all be able to live a Judaism that is alive, full of understanding, meaning, emotions, power. See how every commandment helps us become better. That's what we have to ask. How can you ask before every mitzvah, how is this commandment helping me become a better person? How is this commandment helping me get close to God? How is this commandment helping me do the world a better place? If you can answer that, then you go out of the system of do's and don't, and you'll be able to live a true Judaism, a healthy Judaism that everybody wants to do.